going to show you guys how to make a bird's nest. A lot of people, when I go to the basic class to help at the Pathfinder School, do not make it right, or they'll come back with something this size. And really, a bird's nest is going to have 3 different categories. It's going to have coarse, medium, and fine materials. For this demo, what I'm going to use is some willow bark. It's a little damp, so this is going to be the coarse material. I'm not going to process this up at all. I'm going to leave it coarse like this because once I catch my medium and fine material on fire, it's going to dry this out and it will add longevity to the flame and catch my kindling. So for the really fine stuff, actually I'll explain what I have here. I have a willow. This is willow bark. I have tulip poplar, which I will shred up, show you guys how to process that. I have some just dried grass, and a lot of people just get dried grass and think this will be enough. This burns really quick, and you do not just want this because it's not going to catch your kindling on fire. I have some jute, which I have this roll of jute here. I'm going to cut some pieces so you guys can process that. I'll show you how to do that also. I'm going to light the bird's nest with flint and steel and a piece of char cloth. And I'm going to show you guys how to put it together. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tulip poplar bark and I'm going to shred it up, process it. And all you want to do with this, I'm going to take some of this finer stuff here. You can see it's like paper thin. And all you want to do is crush it up. And if it's too far gone, it's just going to shred up and it's going to crumble. You want it to have a whole bunch of fine fibers exposed. And you want to get that outer bark off. If you are using this for the outer portion of the coarse material, you could leave some of that bark on if it's dry to add longevity to it. But this is going to be the medium or the real fine material. So what you're going to want to do is shred this up. And I'm not going to use all this material, so if you guys want to work with some of it or practice, I'll let you guys do that at the end. Plus, I'll be giving you some of that jute. And if you want to collect this dust up, I've got plenty of fine material. You can collect it up and put it right in the middle, and that will catch the ember. And a lot of people don't know what the difference between a tinder bundle and a bird's nest is. Does anybody know the difference?
A tinder bundle is where you strike into it, and a bird's nest is where you blow an ember in.
Yep, a tinder bundle is when you're throwing sparks into it to ignite it. And the bird's nest is when you're putting a bow drill coal or bow drill ember, a piece of char cloth, steel wool, and you're going to blow it to flames. So the bird's nest it's got 3 stages, and that's because it needs to be a lot finer because you're blowing heat through it, and you want it to be really fine to catch. With sparks, from a ferro rod, they're really hot sparks, and you can get away with a lot more. So as you guys can see, that's starting to shred up. Sometimes it takes a little bit. This stuff's really dry, which is good. My hand's not helping me. So you guys see the fibers starting to expose. You want a lot of surface area. I'm probably going to use this for the medium portion of this bird's nest because this jute and then this osage and cattail fluff will be the really fine stuff. I'm going to take my time with this because preparation is key with everything. All this fine stuff, I can scrape up. If I want to, I can use that. And when you're done with this, you want it to at least be softball size or to cover your face. You don't want to go to see your face because you don't want to mess this up. If you guys have any questions throughout this, just ask me because this is going to be a long process. This stuff here is almost to the stage where it's kind of crumbling, but it's got less outer bark, which is going to be easier to process. Has anybody here used tulip poplar bark before?
I have.
I know you have, Chris. Yeah. Pretty much all they use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to set the rest of this bark to the side. And I'm leaving some of the pieces of bark in there because I want it to burn longer. and then transfer to this larger stuff, which is a little bit damp. You feel that? You can feel it's a little bit damp. Got dampness to it. So hopefully this will heat up enough with these other components of this to dry it out and let it burn. And when I blow it to flame, I'm going to turn it over on itself because heat rises through the bundle or the bird's nest. So once I have that, I kind of round it together. I'm going to have to round this stuff together also. When you're done with this, you want it to look like a bird would actually lay an egg in it. Round it. Now next what I'm going to use is some of this grass, this dried grass. It's tied together with this vine. Take some of it. And just do the same exact thing, which is just rounding it so it actually looks like a nest. Then what I would do is add the fine material. But before that, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to be passing this out to you guys. So the people who don't know how to process it, it's very simple. I'll go ahead and show you guys that real quick. I'll probably give you guys 2-foot pieces just to mess around with to process it. This is made of it's a 3-ply cordage, 3 separate strands, and it's natural. So what you're going to want to do is, I like to grab one of them, and once I have one piece in my mouth, I'm going to twist this the opposite direction, which is unbraiding it, and that will come out real nice and easy. You don't just want to pull because it's just going to tangle up and you're going to have a big mess. So that's not tangling at all. It's kind of tangling right there, but it's not getting in a big knot. I'm trying to untangle it. Just like that. So there's one strand, and then I can just proceed and do the rest to this one. And you guys see how I did that? Alright. Now what you pretty much can do is just fluff it up, pull it apart. It's going to make these real fine fibers, a lot of surface area, and that's what you want. And once you get this all done, it's going to look just like this. This is a larger amount. That's probably like a 5-foot section if you wanted that much jute. These real fine fibers, which you can put them in the real fine stuff and it will definitely catch the embers very well. So that's pretty much what you want to do with that. I'm not going to process this all the way down because the end result is just going to be this right here. So I'm going to make the rest of this. I'll give you guys all about a 2-foot section to practice with if you want to. And also you can play with the rest of this stuff here. Mess around with it. And there's some more stuff in this pouch that Daryl's let me use. There's just wood chips. Looks like some bark, some more of this Osage stuff. There's some birch bark, which is really good. You can put that in your medium to coarse material, and that's going to burn a really long time because it's got oils in it, just like fat wood. You could use that. I'm going to put my fine stuff in the middle here, and then put the cattail fluff and that osage right on top. Now you guys see how big that is right there? That's at least softball size, and that's what you want. You don't want to skimp on this because too many people do that and they get a real small amount and they think they're going to be able to catch with sticks, and if you're working with damp materials, it's not going to happen that way. So you want it to be this large for your bird's nest. That's all I'm going to use. And to light this up, I'm going to use flint and steel, which is a steel striker and a piece of flint with sharp edges. Just like that. A piece of that. I'm going to use some char cloth. You don't need a large piece. I probably could cut that in half and use it if I wanted to. But if you're working with damp material, you don't want to skimp on the char cloth either. So just lay it on top, and I'm going to throw sparks down and hop them onto the char cloth. I'm going to lay it right in the middle, and you make sure you have an area there to put your char cloth. I'm going to get down by the fire pit here to do this. And a lot of people, when they go to blow on this, they're just going to blow straight down onto it, huff and puff. You don't want to do that. You want to raise it up, not so high it's going to fall on your face, but high enough to where you can blow the heat through the bundle. You want to start out slow until you see that smoke coming out the back, then you can add more air. You can also let the wind help you. See the smoke blowing this way, so I can turn a little bit. Once you get that, you want to slowly turn it over on itself to rise through all your different sections of that bundle or the bird's nest. And that's going to allow me plenty of time to add my kindling, my smalls, and everything else to catch on fire, especially if it's damp out.